Maria Thompson had always been strong. At 32, she had mastered the art of hiding her pain behind a tired smile. She worked 2 jobs, one at a diner, one cleaning offices at night. Every morning, she'd pack a small lunch for her 7-year-old daughter, Lily, and whisper, "One day, things will get better." But lately, things weren't getting better. Her car broke down, rent was overdue, and her boss had just told her that the diner was cutting staff hours. That night, Maria sat at the kitchen table of her small, dim apartment, the light from a single bulb flickering overhead. The fridge hummed, mostly empty. Lily was asleep in the next room, holding the worn-out teddy bear Maria had bought from a thrift store years ago. Maria opened her wallet. $5. That's all she had. She took a deep breath and whispered, "Tomorrow, I'll figure it out." But tomorrow didn't wait. The next morning, she got an eviction notice pinned to her door. 2 weeks to pay or leave. The paper shook in her hands as she read it, her mind spinning. She didn't have anyone to turn to, her parents had passed away, and her ex-husband hadn't been around since Lily was 2. Still, she put on her best face, tied her hair back, and walked Lily to school through the chilly wind. As they passed the grocery store, Lily stopped. "Mommy, can we get milk? The cereal tastes weird without milk." Maria looked down at her, big, innocent eyes waiting for a yes. She reached into her pocket, feeling that last crumpled bill. "Okay," she said softly. "Just one small bottle." Inside the store, she picked up the smallest carton of milk. When she reached the counter, the cashier scanned it and said, $5.23. Maria froze. She only had 5. She reached for the milk, ready to put it back. And then a voice behind her said, "Hey, don't worry about it. I got it." Maria turned to see a middle-aged man in a work uniform, the town's bus driver. She recognized him vaguely. He smiled kindly. "You look like you're having a tough day. Let me help." Tears stung her eyes. Thank you so much." She didn't know it then, but that small act would change everything. The next few days got worse. Maria tried calling places for extra work, but no one was hiring. She pawned off her jewelry, even her wedding ring, but it wasn't enough. The night before rent was due, she sat on the cold kitchen floor, hugging Lily tightly. "Are we going to have to leave?" Lily whispered. Maria wanted to be brave. "I don't know, sweetheart. But as long as we have each other, we'll be okay." Lily nodded, resting her head on her mother's shoulder. The next morning, Maria left for work, but her mind was elsewhere. She looked exhausted, hair messy, eyes dull. Her coworker, a kind woman named June, noticed and finally asked, "Maria, what's going on?" At first, Maria didn't want to say. But when June gently insisted, Maria broke down. She told her everything, the bills, the car, the eviction. June didn't say much. She just hugged her and said, "Give me a day." That evening, as Maria walked home with Lily, they passed by the grocery store again. Something strange was happening, people were gathered there, talking softly, whispering. Maria didn't think much of it. But when she turned the corner toward her apartment, she stopped dead in her tracks. Her building, the one she thought she'd lose, was surrounded by people. Neighbors, co-workers, even strangers. They were unloading boxes, bags, and furniture from a truck. Maria's landlord stood nearby, smiling awkwardly. "Looks like your rent's been taken care of, Maria." She blinked in confusion. What do you mean?" June stepped forward, smiling with tears in her eyes. "We told your story, Maria. On Facebook, in the town group. Everyone pitched in. The bus driver, the teacher, the bakery down the street, even people who've never met you. You're not alone anymore." Maria covered her mouth, sobbing. I don't know what to say." A man stepped out of the crowd, the same bus driver from the store. He smiled gently. "You don't have to say anything. Just keep going. We've all been where you are in one way or another." Lily ran up, hugging her mother tightly. "See, Mommy? I told you everything would be okay." Maria knelt down, tears streaming down her face. "Yes, sweetheart. It will." In the days that followed, things changed. The community helped her fix her car. A local cafe offered her a full-time position. The landlord reduced her rent for a few months. And someone even started a small fundraiser, not out of pity, but out of love. Maria began to smile again, not because life was suddenly easy, but because she realized something powerful. When you have nothing left, sometimes that's when people give you everything you need. Months later, Maria stood in front of a community hall. She had been invited to speak at a local charity event. Her voice trembled as she looked out at the crowd, many of the same people who had helped her. "I thought I was invisible," she began. "I thought no one cared. But then, strangers became my family. You reminded me that even when the world feels cold, there are still hearts willing to warm it." The audience clapped, and Maria smiled through her tears. Lily waved proudly from the front row. And as the narrator's voice returns, the camera pans over the smiling faces in the crowd, young, old, rich, poor, all connected by kindness.